This morning, we continue our Kindness 101 series with Steve Hartman, sharing stories built around kindness and character and the people who have mastered those qualities. Today's lesson is creativity. Steve and his kids show us how one man's quest to carve the greatest and most elaborate pumpkin of all allowed him to unleash his own creative spirits.
Good morning. This is Meryl, my daughter, and today's lesson is
creativity.
Very creative sign today.
Thank you.
For a definition, we go over to your brother Emmett below the dictionary desk. Emmett?
Good morning. So creativity is essentially taking an old thing and looking at it in a new way that's kind of cool. It's kind of like thinking outside the box, or in this case, under the desk.
Right. Turning convention on its head.
Literally on its head in Emmett's case.
Exactly. Creativity makes things funnier, easier, or more beautiful than they would have been otherwise. And of course, I have a story to illustrate. This is about a man who's carved out quite a niche for himself in the art world. A man so creative, it's scary.
When you watch the Villafane family of Michigan dig into their Halloween pumpkins,
go, start carving.
The first question that comes to mind is,
there he goes, there he goes.
What a pumpkin ever do to them? Norman Bates carved more kindly. And yet, this is how Ray Villafane teaches his kids how to start on a pumpkin.
Go.
And not just his kids.
Take this tool.
He goes around to schools and tries to get other kids to adopt the same skin 'em alive approach.
If you want to make a good pumpkin, you have to push the limits.
There's clearly a madness to his method, but Ray's not completely out of his gourd. In fact, he may be a genius.
It's a different way of thinking.
For the past 15 years, Ray has spent every October in his basement studio, reinventing the art of pumpkin carving. Using sculpting tools instead of knives, Ray can now take a pumpkin and over the course of about 8 hours, turn it into a truly museum-quality fruit.
To me, you carve a pumpkin to transform it into something that's alive.
Believe it or not, all these started out as single pumpkins. Each carving more improbable than the next. Each creation challenging the limits of what is pumpkinly possible.
I'm so obsessive. When I get into something, I don't go to sleep. I stay up all night. I keep doing it.
Has he been like this since you met him?
Pretty much. There's an apple, honey.
Ray's wife, Tammy, says pumpkins were just the beginning.
I need a knife.
They merely opened his eyes to an infinitely carvable world. Today, the former grade school teacher sculpts full-time. He makes models like this for toy companies, and he's starting to get into sand sculpting, too. This is what he made the first time he ever tried. Ray clearly has a gift. Such a gift, it's almost a curse.
I see the eyes are too big.
Like so many people who are the best at what they do,
Structure of the face is not right.
Ray is rarely satisfied with anything he does.
Would you throw it away?
I've thrown away better ones than this, yeah.
And although it drives his wife nuts, Ray says it's a healthy neurosis that fuels his creativity.
Done.
And of course, 15 years of practice doesn't hurt either.
Ray revolutionized the jack-o'-lantern. And before you say you could never do that, you're not a creative person. Let's hear what Ray has to say on the subject. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning.
Do you worry about making mistakes when you're trying something new?
Usually never, except when I got people watching me. Sometimes when people are watching, we want to stay safe so we don't explore, which means that we don't create.
Is this why so many creative things happen in people's basements?
Yeah, probably that's right.
So do you have any specific tips for tapping into your creative side?
Yes, losing expectations, because sometimes when we want to create something, we make the goal more important than the process.
What do you do when you're not feeling particularly creative?
I go for walks, go for runs.
If you're stressed, you can never be creative. I've noticed that.
Absolutely. Your mind is like a vessel that has water in it. And those water are all your thoughts talking. And you want an idea, but there's no room in it because there's so much talking. You got to pour all that out and go like this. And all of a sudden, ideas and creativity just pour right in.
All right. Well, you've given us so much to work with. Thank you for all the great advice.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye.
You know, maybe we should invent a new way to carve pumpkins. Like maybe...
With your teeth?
No, yeah, with your teeth. Why not with your teeth?
Or what if you don't carve them at all?
Okay.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
We'll work on that. We'll see you next time.
Until then, stay kind.
Meryl and Emmett always seem like they're having a great time no matter
The
what they're
best
talking
time.
about.
They're having a
I'll
great
bet you guys are good pumpkin carvers
I
at your
actually
place.
don't like the smell or feel of pumpkins. Katie does
You don't
all
like
the
the
carving.
smell or
yeah,
the
in fact, you were
oh.
going to post a photo. We got no photos. Just Katie doing the pumpkins. I'm not in a single shot. I'm standing 10 feet away.
Well, I was never very good. You
No,
did? No.
a little bit. I like to bake the pumpkin seeds, though. Put a little salt on them.
See?
Yeah.